Johnny Galecki has had plenty of ups in his career, but there were a few moments in his life where it seems like he might lose absolutely everything. On The Big Bang Theory, Johnny Galecki played an experimental physicist, but in real life, he never earned a PhD or went to college at all. In fact, he never even graduated high school. And it wasn't like he needed just a few more credits to finish. The reality was that he didn't complete a single day of high school. He admitted to Time Out New York in 2009, "I quit school in the middle of 8th grade. I went to high school one day. It was a half day. Just really didn't think it was for me."
High school prepares you, and what a wonderful place it is, but I hated it.
He further explained, "In Chicago public schools, I could hide in the back of the class all day long in a class of 40-some kids. Once long division came up in 3rd grade, I'd go to the bathroom for 45 minutes, and nobody raised an eyebrow." After moving to Hollywood, Galecki got his education via at-home learning, which proved to be a far better fit for him than the classroom. As he put it, "Even if it's only for 3 hours a day in a mobile home on a set, you can't hide in the back of the class." While growing up in Chicago, Galecki was pursuing a life on the stage when he had the opportunity to audition for a major Hollywood movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Despite his relative lack of on-screen experience, he was cast as Rusty Griswold, a part previously played by Anthony Michael Hall in the first Vacation movie. During production, Galecki's family decided to relocate to Los Angeles to help their son pursue an acting career. Unfortunately, it didn't quite go as planned. As he recalled to the AV Club in 2010, "About 9 months in, we all decided that we didn't like it at all, so they decided to move back to Chicago, and in the meantime, I ended up getting a steady job, so I stayed. It was supposed to be for about 3 weeks. That was 20 years ago." At just 14 years old, Galecki found himself all alone in Hollywood, and growing up by himself in a big city wasn't exactly easy. He admitted, "It wasn't fun at all. It was actually quite intimidating and lonely, to be honest. But I've always been happiest when I'm working. My family and friends, for good or ill, are very privy to that. For good when I'm working, for ill when I'm not." It's no exaggeration to say that Galecki is one of the most successful sitcom stars of all time. But before hitting it big, his career was anything but easy, as he endured a series of failures that would have sent less determined actors heading back home. This included a failed 1987 pilot called Time Out for Dad with retired NFL star Dick Butkus that Galecki admits was atrocious. There was a silver lining, though, Galecki told the AV Club. "I learned a lot from doing it, and I think it was NBC's tax write-off for the season." That was followed by big screen flops like A Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon and Prancer, as well as the mostly forgotten TV miniseries Blind Faith. Plus, the fact that Galecki was a teenager on his own in Hollywood made these setbacks even tougher. He revealed to Architectural Digest in 2024, "I never felt like much of an Angelino, and I did try. I say that with sadness, not with snobbery. 30 years is just a very long time to live in a city that you're not all that comfortable in." Eventually, though, Galecki's perseverance paid off. As he recalled to Time Out New York, "When I was 15 or 16, I did a television movie with Roseanne. She took a liking to me and had me on her show."
What do you want to do?
Galecki finally got his big break in 1992 when he started playing the lovable David Healy on the ABC sitcom Roseanne. You might think that after the show ended its original run in 1997, Hollywood producers would have been tripping all over themselves to book Galecki's services. But that actually wasn't the case at all. He admitted to Us Weekly in 2018, "When we finished on Roseanne, I was very rudderless afterwards. Granted, I was much younger then too. I don't know, dread is a strong word, but there's definitely a lot of reluctance." Galecki tried to make it in the movies, but he ended up mostly appearing in flops like Morgan's Ferry and The Opposite of Sex, although he did have a memorable part in the hit slasher flick I Know What You Did Last Summer. His subsequent attempts to return to TV didn't work out much better, with short-lived guest roles on the likes of Norm and Hope and Faith doing little to help his sagging career. There was also an attempted remake of the British sitcom Peep Show that never even made it to air. In hindsight, though, the post-Roseanne blues were probably a blessing in disguise, because if any of those roles had worked out, he might never have ended up on The Big Bang Theory.
I'm sure that there will be a lot of stumbling and tripping on the way.
During his time on Big Bang, Galecki ended up striking up a romance with his co-star Kaylee Cuoco, who played his on-screen love interest, Penny. Cuoco revealed to Vanity Fair in 2022, "All the scenes up until we actually got together in real life, it was obvious there was always something there. There was chemistry, and we were crushing on each other. That was the whole first season until we actually got together for real." but Galecki was nervous about how producers and viewers might react to them dating. As Cuoco recalled, Johnny was very worried about ruining the fans' outlook on Leonard and Penny because they weren't even dating yet at that point in the series. He was very protective of what the fans would think, because we wanted them to want Leonard and Penny together so badly that if they saw us together in real life, it could ruin the fantasy. Eventually, though, it became too hard to keep the relationship a secret, as they were spending most of their free time together. The scariest moment of Galecki and Cuoco's romantic relationship happened while he was taking a ride on her Vespa scooter. During an interview with Maxim, Cuoco acknowledged that she's an awful driver, admitting, "I've had so many accidents I can't even count." Well, that bad luck eventually spread to Galecki. Cuoco recalled, "One time I was driving a Vespa in the Dominican Republic with Johnny Galecki on the back like a little I ran us right into the wall and he went flying. I almost killed Johnny Galecki. I'm dead serious." Based on the way that Cuoco told this story, we wonder just how close to death Galecki actually was. Still, even if they are able to joke about it now, we imagine it was quite scary in the moment. It's not uncommon for a TV star to depart a series midway through the show's run, and believe it or not, that almost happened with Galecki. While he did ultimately end up sticking on The Big Bang Theory for all 12 seasons, there was a time early in its run when a medical mystery almost forced him to leave.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just a little run down.
While the sitcom was on hiatus between seasons 3 and 4, Galecki woke up to a horrific sight. As he recounted for the book The Big Bang Theory, the definitive inside story of the epic hit series, "I was at my sister's house in Chicago and kept getting teary out of my right eye. I took allergy medicine, and when I woke up, I was still teary, but this time I was also drooling and one side of my face was entirely drooping. I thought I had a mini stroke." Galecki was immediately rushed to the hospital, certain that he had permanently paralyzed half his body. He was so terrified that he would never recover that he even offered to help Big Bang Theory creator Chuck Lorre find his replacement. He recalled, "I said, I'm going to help you recast my role, and I would love it if you would also consider me for a staff writing position on the show." But there was no need for anything so drastic. As it turned out, Galecki was suffering from a form of facial paralysis known as Bell's palsy, and he fully recovered. The end of any romantic relationship is hard enough on its own, but it's a unique kind of awkward if the exes have to continue to work together on camera as each other's love interest. That was the reality for Galecki and Cuoco, who called it quits in 2009, and it sounds like the Big Bang Theory crew may have conspired to make their breakup even more difficult than it already was. As Cuoco recalled on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast in 2020, the producers and writers suddenly began crafting stories that paired up Leonard and Penny more than before. As she put it, "I remember those weeks that Chuck Lorre had written these episodes where all of a sudden our characters were like sleeping together every other second." Maybe it was just a coincidence. Penny and Leonard were already romantically linked after all, but Cuoco didn't think so. She explained, "Johnny and I would talk. I'm like, no, but I think he did that on purpose. I still believe he might have, just to with us." It can be easy to assume that the life of a millionaire sitcom star is one of constant good fortune, but money can only do so much to protect from natural disasters. In 2017, Galecki's private ranch in San Luis Obispo, California was consumed by a massive 1,200 square mile brush fire. The actor was just one of many who suffered similar fates. He said in a statement to TMZ at the time, "My heart goes out to all in the area who are also experiencing loss from this vicious fire, the threat of which we live with constantly." But Galecki refused to let this tragedy get him down. He may have lost his entire home and plenty of irreplaceable keepsakes, but he chose to look for the silver lining.
You have to kind of find the gallows humor in it.
Ultimately, though, Galecki did end up leaving Los Angeles within a year of the blaze. He relocated to Nashville in 2018, where he now owns a Gothic mansion. After Galecki split up with Kaylee Cuoco in 2009, he was romantically linked to several other women, although it seems like he prefers to keep his relationships under the radar. We do know that he was linked to Kelly Garner in 2011, British singer Katie Waisel in 2014, and actor Ariella Nicole a year later. Then by 2018, he had found a more serious partner when he started dating Elena Meyer. During their time together, Galecki and Meyer were very public about their relationship on social media, often posting cute pictures of each other on their feeds. Then, in March 2019, People magazine reported that the couple were expecting their first child together. Avery Orbison was born that December. Sadly, though, Galecki and Meyer weren't destined to last forever, and they called it quits just a year later. People reported on the split right around the time of their son's first birthday. Meyer opened up about the breakup on Instagram, revealing, "This has been the gnarliest year of my life, with the highest highs and the lowest lows. Galecki, meanwhile, has since then kept the details of his romantic life private, although in 2024 he revealed on social media that he was now married to his wife Morgan Galecki and that they'd recently welcomed a baby girl named Una Evelina.